Welcome back. You're still watching Nile TV International and Nile article, and to be shedding more light on the second segment of the program for tonight, we'll be speaking about the latest developments in the Middle East war between the United States, Israel and Iran, and the negative repercussions of it on the Strait of Hormuz and the closure of it against the transit of ships through the Strait of Hormuz is affecting negatively the political scene as well as the economic scene for the rest of the globe. And to be shedding more light on this important topic, I'm honored to be having with me via Zoom Dr. Mohamed Ezaby, the Professor of International Relations. Dr. Mohamed, thank you very much for being with us today on Nile TV International and Nile article once again.
Thank you very much, and I'm very happy to be with you, Mohamed. As usual, I have a great honor to be with you and on Nile TV.
The honor is all mine. Of course, I did say that next time you'll be here with me in the studio, but maybe next time once again. What about the regional security architecture, Dr. Mohamed, after the conclusion of this war? If you see it, it could be concluded, because you always say that it will be coming back once again.
Well, although the negotiations and the mediation from Oman between the United States and Iran, and the discussions about Hormuz Strait, and some news which announced it in the international media about the peace which be divided between Iran and the United States, and Oman will be the one who represent United States in this deal. But up till now, I don't think that this agreement will be complete. The Revolutionary Guard up till now is being which talk about what's happening between Masoud Pezeshkian and Muqtada Khamenei, and what's said by Masoud Pezeshkian that the reach to Muqtada Khamenei is very difficult, and the Revolutionary Guard, who control the decision in Iran, not the political party. So Donald Trump always say that free navigation in Hormuz Strait, always say no nuclear project, and these main 2 points will be refused by the Revolutionary Guard. Even the agreement happened, and it continue for some days, but I think that Iran or United States will cancel it, but by their side, and we'll return back to the war again. Nothing will happen before the end of the government system in Iran, and to end the arms of Iran in the area. Even Hezbollah, even Houthi, even Hashd Sha'bi in Iraq. So I think that is the deal between Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu. Donald Trump, even he signed this agreement, but he will put some points that will be refused by the Revolutionary Guard. Or if the Revolutionary Guard accept it, Donald Trump will make any strike that led Iran to cancel this agreement. In my point of view, the war will continue.
Yes, Dr. Mohamed, you've mentioned that the main aim of the United States and Israel throughout this war that we have witnessed for the past 4 or 5 months, ever since 28th of February, is to be changing the regime, to be changing the government for Iran. When will this happen? How this will be happening? Can this be happening?
Well, I think it will. How? I think that some kinds of assassinations again to the leaders of Iran, and they will push the Iranian people to make a revolution against the Iranian system, especially if the Revolutionary Guard accept to cancel the nuclear project. All the Iranian people live under pressure. They are dreaming with the nuclear project. And if the Revolutionary Guard cancels this project, I think it will make many problems in the inner of Iran. The people will not accept it. The people will make a great revolution against the government system, and it will be supported by United States and Israel, and we will see a new government system in Iran. And I think also that we will see a new flag for Iran,
yes.
A new laws, many things will change.
So denuclearization is one of the main topics, one of the main targets for the US President Donald Trump after the conclusion of this war. Some statements stated that the denuclearization could be taking place for Iran for maybe 7 years, 10 years. Trump wants it for 20 years, maybe more. Which one will be going ahead after the conclusion of this war?
Donald Trump is talking about to end the nuclear project. No way for Iran to own any nuclear project. Iran in the last negotiations accepted to stop this nuclear project for 5 years. And it raised to 7 years. But Donald Trump said 20 years. Revolutionary Guard refused it at all. But now Donald Trump talk about to cancel, to delay the nuclear project. The strikes which canceled by Donald Trump, we saw that Fox News talked about a nuclear strike towards Ras Mountain. So I told you before, and I told Mr. Mohamed
yes,
that the United States will use a nuclear project, a nuclear bomb, a nuclear tactic bomb against Iran. And I'm sure it will happen.
Does this mean that the current diplomacy taking place with the mediation efforts will not be succeeding in stopping the escalation of the situation in the Middle East?
The mediation and diplomacy can be succeed in one way. If we negotiate with one party, not two parties. If we back to the first agreement of ceasefire between United States and Israel, which held in Pakistan, how many people attended from Iran? 70 people.
Yes.
70. And 3 people only from United States. It means that there are many parties in Iran, and no decision can be taken without the acceptance of all these parties. The main part in decision making is the Revolutionary Guard. And up till now, no one negotiated with the Revolutionary Guard. If we didn't see Qalibat or Ahmed Wahid in negotiations, what is happening is in vain.
Yes. On another front, speaking about the negotiations and mentioning the Egyptian diplomatic approach for the past 5 months in terms of de-escalating the situation in the Middle East, and the statements of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi not to be broadening the horizons of escalation in the Middle East after this conflict between the United States and Iran. How would you assess the steps taken according to the guidelines of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and Foreign Minister Dr. Badr Abdulati to be de-escalating the situation in the Middle East and sending messages of support to the brotherly Arab countries such as Bahrain? For today we have seen President al-Sisi receiving the Bahraini King Mohammed bin Isa Al Khalifa in Al Alamein.
Well, from the beginning, not only in the Iranian war, but from the Gaza war, we saw that Egypt always is a country of peace. His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi refused any kind of war. He wanted and he pushed to use diplomacy instead of weapons. always play agreed rule, and the last success for Egyptian diplomacy is the agreement of Gaza is about to move to phase 2. After many negotiations, many mediation with Hamas and the parts of Palestinian parts, and we saw that we have a deal that we are about to move to phase 2. So Egypt always stand with Arab countries, didn't accept any strikes towards Arab countries. Always, Excellency President Al-Fattah al-Sisi announced it, and we saw how many tours for His Excellency to the Arab countries during the war to stand with the Arab countries. And in his call with Masoud Pezeshkian, he warned them not to strike Arab countries. But up till now, Egypt, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan tried to put an end for this war. They tried to play agreed rule in mediation between Iran and the United States.
Yes.
But especially Egypt and His Excellency President Al-Fattah al-Sisi have a balanced relation, not only with the United States, but also with Iran and Arab countries. So by this balanced relation, Egypt tried to play a great role in mediation, tried to put an end to this war, but every party insists on his conditions, insists to continue the war. The Revolutionary Guard insists to control Hormuz Strait, insists to continue a nuclear project. Donald Trump insists to free navigation in Hormuz Strait, insists to cancel and delay the nuclear project. No party tried to reduce the level of conditions to the other party. So how can the mediation succeed without bringing the two parties on the one table? In diplomacy, without direct negotiations, the percentage of success for negotiations not more 50%. But for direct negotiations, it's more than 70 to 80%. So the first agreement between Iran and the United States is direct negotiations in Islamabad, and it succeeded. And Qalibaf exist in this negotiation, and he represents the Revolutionary Guard. But now, no way to make indirect negotiations between the United States and Iran, but by Donald Trump, which gave a permission to Oman to negotiate instead of United States, I think it may succeed by 25%, and about Hormuz Strait only, but not continue for a long time. Even it happened, not continue for a long time.
Yes, Dr. Mohamed, you've mentioned the role of Egypt in terms of mediation, not just for the war between the United States and Iran, but with the situation in the Gaza Strip and the implementation of the first phase fully, and then the second phase of the Gaza ceasefire agreement, which was signed here in Egypt last year under the chairmanship of President al-Sisi and the American President Donald Trump. And this leads us to the big question: how do you see the new Middle East after the conclusion of the Iran war with the United States and the implementation of the second phase of the ceasefire agreement within the Gaza Strip, with the mediation of Egypt? How do you see the role of Egypt in this new Middle East?
Well, I hear Egypt under the leading of His Excellency President Al-Fattah al-Sisi, our president succeeded to put Egypt as a gate for any decision in the Middle East. No one can play in the area without pass from Egypt. Egypt played not only a great role in Middle East, but also play a very great role in Africa. Egypt tried to put an end for the Sudanese war. What is happening in the Horn of Africa? Egypt now is the strongest country in the Middle East and Africa, is more powerful under the leading of His Excellency President Fattah al-Sisi, and his way to, and his relation with all the world leaders. He put Egypt in the right place that we deserve. Egypt, from 5,000 years, is the biggest country in the world. So now, under the leading of His Excellency President Fattah al-Sisi, Egypt starts to back as the greatest, one of the main greatest countries in the world. We saw that all the European leaders or the world leaders come to Egypt and negotiate with His Excellency President Fattah al-Sisi. Donald Trump himself thanked His Excellency many times. We saw Shahbaz Sharif thank our President Fattah al-Sisi for his rule to stop the war between India and Pakistan. Not only play in Africa and Middle East, but also play a great role in Asia and many countries.
Yes, and of course you mentioned the European leaders and the world leaders. What about the international institutions, Dr. Mohamed, in your opinion? How can they be acting in order to be de-escalating the situation nowadays through diplomacy? And I see you nodding your head that this is not going to happen.
The international organization, Dr. Badr Abdelati, in many occasions, said that it's a time to repair the international organization, to a fair sharing in international organization. Because some countries have the right of veto, nothing will be happening. We must cancel veto. We must have a strong international relation. No country or no power can make a problem for any decision which taken by the United Nations or the International Security Council. Many times, as I said, Dr. Badr Abdelati asked for repair the international organization. But up till now, the international organization is not exist. Their decisions is only an ink for some paper.
Yes, Dr. Mohamed Ezaby, the Professor of International Relations, thank you very much for being with us tonight on Nile TV International and the Nile Article. And this brings us to the end of Nile Article for tonight. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
Perceptions. The Strait of Hormuz remains one